What is the one movie you always recommend to others? What We Do in the Shadows. Would you like some Baschetti? My cousin Vinny Eater, and if you like this one, watch Greedy, 1994, by the same director. Well, perhaps the laws of physics cease to exist on your stove. The Truman Show. One of my absolute favorites. Really messed with my head for a day or two after watching. That movie made me paranoid for years. Made worse whenever someone talked about an experience that was just like mine. Absolutely convinced me I was being watched, and I was the only one who didn't know it. I was like 11 to 12 when it came out. The Iron Giant. You are who you choose to be. Superman. Emperor's New Groove. The Poison. The poison for Cusco. The poison chosen especially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison? Patrick Warburton is fantastic in that film. Treasure Planet. It's a steampunk / space adaptation of Treasure Island and it's an amazing movie. Part of the Disney Renaissance. I'm Still Here always makes me tear up. Spirited Away. That and Howl's Moving Castle. Top 2 faps GBH. The Prestige. It's a pretty wild cat and mouse between Wolverine and Batman that keeps you switching who to root for. Edit. Well damn, this is what it feels like to have likes and comments. Sweet. Thank you for the silver, sir or madam. My coffee will taste more coffeeier this morning. Don't forget Alfred and Black Widow. 12 Angry Men. Edit to at. Thank you for the gold, my first. And also thank you for the silver, also my first. Amazing in that it's all men sitting in this one room just talking, and yet you are compelled to watch it. Hot Fuzz. I cannot believe I don't see it at the top. Incredible acting, dry humor, action that simultaneously parodies action movies, and is fantastic in its own right. Genuine suspense, the first time through, and the impeccable pairing of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. There is never a viewing where I don't enjoy this movie. It is a ducking masterpiece. Also, Leslie Tiller was ducking murdered. Shaun of the Dead. Where are you going with this? To the pub? Tremors, but it's often a hard sell. There's not a line or a scene out of place. Michael Gross is a gun nut is awesome. It's so antithetical to his personal beliefs. The Princess Bride. It's a classic, and if you haven't seen it, you are missing out on one of the most quotable movies. Inconceivable. Best in Show. I prefer This Is Spinal Tap, but I think Best in Show has broader appeal. Best in Show is a phenomenal performance by every single person in it. Airplane. You'd better tell the captain we've got to land as soon as we can. This woman has to be gotten to a hospital. A hospital? What is it? It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now. Howl's Moving Castle. Edit. Thank you for the gold, kind stranger. One of my professors used a picture of Howl's Moving Castle as an example of an unprecedented building in the mountains. Civil Engineering School BTW. Nice surprise during a lecture. He was like, if someone was to build a ski resort next to it. The Matrix. It's how I would dial in my sound system. You think that's where you're hearing? Galaxy Quest. Intelligence is knowing that Galaxy Quest is not a Star Trek movie. Wisdom is knowing that Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek movie. Shawshank Redemption. Edit. Wow. My most points and first award. Thanks Fuzzy Britches. Edit. Awards. Brooks was here. Yeah, while this isn't actually my favorite movie, it is the one I think of as being the perfect film. Perfectly written, perfectly acted, perfectly directed, and perfectly filmed. I've seen it many times, but have never been able to find anything to nitpick, or that I would have done different. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I wasn't expecting that reaction, but that's okay. Listen, strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the Mies, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony. Children of Men. Nothing like a dystopian potential near future where a pandemic has decimated the world as we know it. People are locked in detention camps, there's a police state happening. But you can still get coffee. : closed bracket. There's something extra haunting about it, because the tech is just a bit ahead of us, so it feels so close to our time, not in some far-flung future. It really hits me hard every time. The Thing. I love that movie. The horror movie where the main characters aren't ducking stupid. Tucker and Dale vs Evil. Most people I know haven't seen it, and it's way better than anyone would think at first glance. It's also impossible to explain, you just have to watch it. Hey college kids, we got your friend. I bought this for 30 cents on the streets of Shanghai thinking it would be amazing, or awful and at the price. Let's roll them dice. Best purchase ever. Young Frankenstein. That's Frankenstein. Blazing Saddles. The sheriff is near. The Fifth Element. Came here for this one. This is my I'm feeling down movie. Multipar. Chicken good. Lord of the Rings. To me it feels like the best ever made movies. The whole trilogy I'd rated #1. The music is probably the best I ever heard in any movie. The acting is at its best. You could see fear in the eyes of orcs at Rohirrim charge. BTW that music there and the horn are just straight goosebumps. You could see fear in the eyes of orcs, and hope, and disappointment without looking to close, and wondering what emotion the actor is trying to portray. And yes, it should be director's cut, or I'm going to pretend I never met that person. If you don't cry at the U-boat or no one bit then you're dead to me. Back to the Future. If they haven't seen it also, Clue. Watched Clue for the first time ever during lockdown. Where has it been all my life? A Fish Called Wanda. Kevin Kline won a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for this comedy playing an inept ex-CIA operative, with John Cleese, Michael Palin, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Also starting Tom Georgeson as George Thomason. The movie so funny it literally killed someone. Hey folks, be careful answering this question please. What's your favorite movie? Is a common security question for identifying yourself, e.g. when recovering an account poured. Posting information such as this openly is commonly used by malicious people to hijack accounts. Remember a few years ago when you were encouraged to post your porn name which you constructed with the formula, first pet's name, and street you grew up on? Yeah, same thing. Not quite as nefarious, but quizzes and articles like headlines from the day you were born, or celebrities that came from your hometown also collect more information than you really should be giving up. Protect yourselves. r/privacy. Highly recommend to all also. Look into Bruce Schneyer's Data and Goliath. Edited, thanks to correction on author's first name. The Blues Brothers. There's 106 miles to Chicago, we've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, it's dark out, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it. My personal fav quote. Lon, the Professional. Oh god. That's not the shape of my heart. Tombstone. Really good movie with an amazing cast. Flew under the radar because the early 90s weren't exactly a heyday for westerns. Loved Tombstone. I don't think it flew under the radar at all. Everyone I knew was talking about it when it came out. Easily top 5 90s movies. Inglourious Basterds. Best opening scene in movie history to me. Whiplash. That's perfect. I have it downloaded in iTunes, haven't watched it in a few years, and just seeing this reminded me of how great of a film it is. My plans for tomorrow night are set. Groundhog Day. Don't forget your booties cause it's cold out there. It's cold out there every day. The Princess Bride edit. Thanks for the narwhals, kind strangers. So much genius in this movie, particularly the casting. I mean, let's get a 450-pound wrestler who speaks like he has marbles in his mouth and make him a lead character. Billy Crystal, Christopher Guest, the lady who screams boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction, Methodica, have you seen it? The Grand Budapest Hotel. It's such a sweet movie, and it's so damn charming. The ending is one of the best I've seen. It somewhat suits the movie. After seeing the characters and experiencing the adventure with Zero, you can really see the impact on him as he's grown up. All good things come to an end is a quote that comes up every time I watch it, and my god does it suit. Bittersweet as hell. Good Will Hunting. outside of how quotable it is, examples abound. I watched this one again twice recently and it just pulls you in every time. Oh brother, where art thou? Ain't this place a geographical oddity? 2 weeks from everywhere. Eat. Edit. Thanks for the awards. They're good. Oh, they are good. You wanna know what they are looking at? US. The LAPD just got made. A lesser known one for you all, Gattaca. Old sci-fi movie, but if you have the patience, one of the most heartwarming and personable scripts you can ask for. This does for hopes and dreams what every rom-com wish they could. Memento is a great mind bender, but Gattaca will always have a special place in my heart. Sadly it's not very well known. We watched it for science class in high school. Good movie and still very relevant in its premise what with CRISPR and other advancements. Looking back it has really great actors too. Fight Club. Dead Poets Society. One of Robin Williams' best performances in my eye. Thanks for taking me back. Forgot about this classic. Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. Are you suggesting that coconuts migrate? The Departed. I've seen that movie so many goddamn times. So after graduation, I get a blowjob again. That's great. Your mother must be a wonderful woman. Interstellar. Soundtrack is a big reason why. The docking sequence is one of the best scenes on film. The Burbs. A huge amount of people I know haven't heard of this movie and I don't understand how. So good. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Idiocracy. I generally don't like watching depressing documentaries like that. Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch. 2 movies I love that always get blank stares when I tell people about them. I love Snatch. Who do you need protection from, Tommy? They're Germans? Snatch and Fantastic Mr. Fox. I just saw Fantastic Mr. Fox today with my nieces. Coming to America and Space Odyssey 2001. CTA is one of my favorite movies. I've seen it dozens of times and know almost all the lines. Also, Trading Places is my Christmas go-to movie. Eddie Murphy for the win. Easy. Spaceballs. Now you will see that evil will always triumph because good is dumb. Moon. The themes of isolation and betrayal are perfect for a quarantine. I will watch anything with Sam Rockwell. I think he is just superb. Jaws. It's actually not that scary despite the reputation, and it's a great peek into the 1970s. The Count of Monte Cristo. Tropic Thunder. I'm a dude, playing a dude disguised as another dude. I love that movie. The Spider-Verse movie. I really enjoyed it. The soundtrack, casting, the animation style. Such a great movie. Lucky Number 11. I still can't believe I missed it when it came out, and it had to be recommended to me years later. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer have such good chemistry. Look up idiot in the dictionary and you know what you'll find. A picture of my face? No. The definition of the word idiot which you ducking are. Scott Pilgrim vs the World. Edgar Wright is great. Fargo. Fargo is one of my top couple favorite movies ever. I used to fall asleep to it when I didn't have cable or internet when I was younger. I'm totally watching it tomorrow. It's been a couple months, it's about that time, haha. Forrest Gump edit. My most upvoted comment is just 2 words. Ghostbusters. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I'm just a ducked up girl who's looking for her own peace of mind. Don't aim me yours. I think The Cabin in the Woods is worth a watch, no matter where your preference in movies lies. That movie is a phenomenal take on the standard horror movie tropes. Gone Girl. What a ducking ride. The Orphanage. It's in Spanish, but it's pretty awesome. Holy duck, I have never heard anyone else reference this movie whatsoever. To the point where I Google it occasionally to make sure I'm not just imagining this thing I watched. It is not my typical type of movie. I'm huge into sci-fi and a lot of Pixar stuff. So you can understand how unusual it is that I watched this. but one of the best and most underrated movies I've probably ever seen. Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Heathers. Hands down my favorite movie ever. Disney's Hercules. Hade's performance is flawless and makes the whole movie excellent. Jurassic Park. Contact. Knives Out. My favorite movie is In Bruges, but it's very niche. That's because they're filming midgets. Edge of Tomorrow. It's fun and exciting in an accessible way, while still being original for a movie. It also has enough details and interesting concepts that you'll likely be thinking about it for a good bit after finishing it. What's it about? Think Groundhog Day, but an alien species is taking over the planet. Nightcrawler. Ratatouille. Blade Runner, the original. New one was enjoyable too, but I haven't seen it enough times to fully ingrain its message. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's fucking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.